Alright, so we got 5 Google Earth black sites. Let's get it.
Islands, China. The Paracel Islands, also known as the Huangsha Archipelago, are a cluster of approximately 130 small islands and coral reefs in the South China Sea, and the location of one of Google Earth's mysterious black sites. This place, seen by few human eyes, appears on Google Earth as a series of blurred and blacked out images for reasons not entirely understood. The Paracels are also home to the world's deepest
Maybe rendering?
underwater sinkhole, known as Dragon Hole, which appears to have been deliberately scrubbed from Google Earth. Approximately 1,000 feet deep, and referred to by local fishermen as the Eye of the South China Sea, photographs of Dragon Hole exist, despite the lack of satellite imagery. It was, however, only officially revealed by the Chinese government less than a decade ago. Further adding to the intrigue of this location, legend claims that the Dragon Hole—
why is the music like this?
—is where the much-fabled Monkey King once found his golden cudgel. Many have sought an explanation for why the site is not visible on Google Earth. Measures such as blurring and blacking out locations are typically reserved for military bases, prisons, and areas whose discovery could represent a security threat. The most likely working theory for why Google would hide these locations is that the Paracel Islands, as a long-disputed territory, may be the subject of a political conflict. While claimed by the Republic of China, the archipelago, which had a population of over 1,000 in 2014, is also claimed by both the Socialist Republic of Vietnam and Taiwan.
Oh shit, okay. Communism?
Since the end of the Second World War, numerous conflicts have taken place, including the 1974 Battle of the Paracel Islands, in which the South Vietnamese failed to expel the Chinese occupiers. In more recent years, images have surfaced which appear to show mysterious structures appearing on the Paracel Islands. This has led many to speculate that Beijing may be fortifying their position in order to bolster their claim over the islands. While the fate of the Paracels remains unknown and hotly debated, it appears that China is growing increasingly reluctant to loosen her grip. Jeannette Island. In the East Siberian Sea on Google Maps is a sinister black blotch resembling an ink smudge on a lens.
What the fuck?
This is the location of Jeannette Island, a landmass of 3 square kilometers, which is administratively owned by the Russian Federation.
I wonder if it's just simple as like a rendering issue, like in Google Maps. Considering like this is probably not a place that's visited on Google Maps that often.
Jeannette Island remained undiscovered until the late 19th century, when it was stumbled upon by an ultimately doomed expedition which was set for the North Pole. Although only discovered in recent history and officially uninhabited, Jeannette Island has been the subject of much intrigue and conspiracy. Despite being in a politically sensitive area of Russia, there are no clear explanations for why Google Earth sensors have obscured the island. Some reports even state that the island has been blurred out in images dating back as far as the 1980s.
Really?
Whilst many
that is weird. If that's the case, if it's like that far back in its images, not just Google Maps, that is a little bit weird, I would say.
Suggested that this is simply a glitch. Others maintain that such an explanation is too convenient, instead putting forward some wilder theories, some featuring aliens, others a top secret military base.
I thought aliens too, like, I would say aliens is probably not the case, but if anything, potentially just military bases. That's if anything. Or maybe places the government just doesn't want the public to see specifically. So, I don't know.
One 4chan user offered up the story of how a pen pal relative of his, who had served in the Russian Navy, had visited Jeannette Island in the 1990s. After not receiving a letter for a couple of years, the user finally got a correspondence, which revealed that his relative's handwriting and mental state seemed to have deteriorated significantly. The relative claimed to have been moved from one institution to another over several years, with officials trying to convince him that he was insane. The translation reads, quote,
"Trying to convince you that you are insane is terrible." Bro, that's insane to me, because there's people who struggle with, like, understanding reality. You know what I mean? There's people with, like, just people who struggle to stay in tune with reality, and then imagine someone trying to convince them that they're insane. Holy shit, what the fuck? Charles Manson.
I played along, so they let me out, but I know. They're keeping them on Jeanette Island. It's absolutely disgusting what they do to them there. Some other more plausible alternative theories include that the Russians have constructed a missile base or naval station for nuclear submarines. Another popular theory is that Barack Obama had sold or even gave away a number of oil-rich islands to the Russians, of which Jeanette Island was one.
That may be the case as well. I guess that could be. Yeah. I don't know why that would be blacked out though. Well, actually, never mind. I
The
don't know
more
what the fuck I'm
outlandish
saying.
theories and conspiracies surrounding Jeanette Island have been refuted or disproved. No watertight explanation has been offered as to why this location remains the subject of censorship. Sandy Island. In the South Pacific Ocean, an oval-shaped landmass known as Sandy Island has been depicted since at least 1774, appearing in numerous maps and atlases.
That shit. What the fuck?
It was recorded as being approximately 15 miles long by 3 miles wide, making it quite substantial in size compared to the smaller neighboring islands.
That's just another
Sandy
Epstein's
Island,
Island.
however, does not appear on Google Maps today as anything more than a faint, blurry, and easily missed outline. It was originally charted by the renowned British explorer Captain James Cook, whose cartography abilities and navigational skills were highly accurate by contemporary standards. The next official record of Sandy Island was made just over 100 years later by the whaling ship Velocity in 1876, and both British and German maps published in the late 1800s clearly show the island in the location described by Cook, as does an Australian maritime directory from the same era. However, after a number of expeditions failed to find the island, sea charts began to be published with the letters
Failed to find the island?
ED beside Sandy Island, meaning existence doubted. It wasn't until 1979 that the French Hydrographic Service removed Sandy Island from nautical charts altogether, and the non-existence was confirmed by Australian scientists in November 2012. The crew of the Australian expedition also recorded sea depths, which were consistently more than 4,300 feet.
What the fuck?
Together, and the non-existent.
What, has anyone even? I mean, I doubt anyone has even fucking thought about it recently. I guess, but I mean, couldn't we just go to these coordinates right here, like now, and see?
Existence was confirmed by Australian scientists in November 2012. The crew of the Australian expedition also recorded sea depths, which were consistently more than 4,300 feet,
Damn.
suggesting that an island may never have existed in these waters. Later the same month, Sandy Island was officially stricken from maps produced by the National Geographic Society, and it vanished from Google Maps, which had previously depicted the island as covered by black pixels. The most plausible explanation for the records is that all maps had been based on the initial observations made by Cook and the Velocity, and that the crews of these two ships had in fact seen a pumice raft, a mass of porous pumice stone generated by underwater volcanoes, which floats atop the surface of the ocean.
Hold on.
The initial observations made by Cook and the Velocity, and that the crews of these two ships had in fact seen a pumice raft, a mass of porous pumice stone generated by underwater volcanoes, which floats atop the surface of the ocean.
If that's the case, then how would they have mistaken that for an island?
Amchitka Island.
Especially back when they had to fucking go look for it. They couldn't just like, have some sort of technology or some shit to, help them fucking get it full accurate then go be.
Volcanic and tectonically unstable, Amchitka is an island in the Rat Islands group, situated in southwest Alaska, consisting of about 116 square miles, which have been controlled by the United States since 1867, when it was purchased from Russia. Amchitka's history is rich, yet mysterious. It was inhabited for more than 2,500 years by the native Aleut people, but is now apparently uninhabited. The area appears predominantly as blurred blocks on Google Earth, fueling much speculation. In the 1940s, Amchitka was used as a strategic outpost and airfield by U.S. troops, and it continued to be used by the military following the Second World War. Amchitka was selected by the United States Atomic Energy Commission as an ideal site for nuclear testing in the late 1950s and through the 60s.
Some Bohemian Grove type shit.
And was allegedly the location of 3 underground nuclear detonations, including one of the largest ever carried out. The goal of the nuclear experiments, which were highly controversial and heavily protested at the time, was to determine the extent of the seismic effects produced by underground explosions and their impact on the Earth's layers and composition. Despite a great deal of opposition from activists, several tests were carried out on Amchitka, and footage, which has since been released, shows the effects of the underground explosions on the surface, where krypton and tritium were subsequently found. It remains publicly unknown to this day why Google has censored satellite images of Amchitka Island, but it seems safe to assume that the reason is related to the location's nuclear history and tectonically unstable present. Amchitka
Chernobyl on Google Maps?
is destined to become a protected wildlife reserve in the year 2025.
Well, Chernobyl has had a whole bunch of time. Well, actually, never mind.
It is unknown how long it will take the island's native flora and fauna to recover from their years of nuclear abuse.
That's crazy.
Prison de Montluçon. The Prison de Montluçon is situated in a built-up
That's just out of French as fuck.
area of central France, not far from Paris, nestled among homes and streets. Today, it appears on Google Maps as a vast oval of heavily distorted pixelation.
What the fuck? She looks like Minecraft pixels.
This wasn't always the case. In 2013, an already infamous criminal named Redouane Faïd, who has been considered France's most wanted criminal, had escaped incarceration at the Sequedin prison by using explosives to blast through 5 doors, taking 4 wardens.
Explosives to blast through five walls?
Who has been considered France's most wanted criminal, had escaped incarceration at the Sequedin prison by using explosives to blast through 5 doors, taking 4 wardens hostage, and using a carefully coordinated getaway vehicle. He was recaptured weeks later while trying to secure fraudulent documents and escape to Israel. On July 1st, 2018, at around 11:30 a.m., the French gangster and jailbreaker, partway through serving a 25-year stretch for murder, the result of a heist gone wrong, made another escape, this time from the Prison du Mont-Celan, and even more elaborate.
Okay.
A helicopter landed in the prison, manned by 3 of Faïd's armed accomplices and a flight instructor who was held at gunpoint. Faïd narrowly escaped, and the helicopter was later found near the Charles de Gaulle airport, where the instructor had been released unharmed and the gang had made their getaway by car.
So you mean to tell me they just said, fuck it, I'm going to get a helicopter and we're going to go to the prison and just say y'all can't do shit, and if you do, fuck it, we're gonna keep trying. And bro, the fucking they literally would say, fuck it, we're gonna just take a helicopter over there, and then shit like this. It's damn, what the fuck?
Faïd, who moved in plain sight using a burqa as a disguise while at large, was described by French police as being, quote, Beyond his charisma and aura, beyond the folklore, a dangerous individual. He was once again apprehended by the police in October, along with his brother, 2 other men, and a number of weapons. It is believed that Faid's escape was planned with the help of Google Maps, which enabled them to scout out the prison's layout and form the escape plan. This led the French government to request that Google black out and blur all images of French prisons, and eventually the censorship of numerous similar locations.
Okay, interesting. Why the fuck is there an alien thing here? Never mind, that's like, is it a fountain? Oh.
Thank you for
Okay.
watching Dark 5. Don't forget to like and subscribe
Hell
to
yeah.
continue exploring the greatest mysteries of this world and beyond. Your support and engagement help my videos get seen by even more people. And let me know if there are any other Google Earth mysteries I missed.
W video. Most definitely W video.